come from a political tradition Donald Trump describes as the enemy within. We came here to remake this state in the image of our people.
Sharia law.
What is Sharia law? This?
I'm denouncing them. I'm asking you.
I'm running.
I know, but that's the point. If you're going to run for mayor, you have to denounce it. You denounce that.
What is Sharia law?
Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine!
Free, free, free Palestine.
Thank you so much, brothers and sisters. Eid Mubarak. Thank you.
I just find it odd that you can denounce it, but at the same time, I think a lot of people think that you go back and forth and people don't even know your position. Not only me, even people on the left.
What do you say, I have a question. What do you say about politicians that constantly reaffirm Israel's right to exist? Because people like me are constantly attacked by politicians for standing up for Palestine, and you are constantly defending the right for Israel to exist. My family is in Palestine right now, constantly under attack, and I'm hearing you say free Palestine, but also Israel has the right to exist. Don't be hypocritical. Don't be hypocritical and say free Palestine when you're also defending the right for Israel to exist. It does not have the right to exist. It does not have the right to exist. It's not your land to say it has the right to exist.
And that's why I say, when you're talking about your people, are these your people?
We came here to remake this state in the image of our people.
That think you're standing up for them? Or you're standing up for them but sending another messages as if you're standing up also for the Western people that you're standing up for? Because it seems you're standing up for two people just so you can get in a position of power so you can do specific thing for certain people. I'm not sure, but if you're not clear.
Democratic Socialist. He wants to freeze the rent. He wants city-run grocery stores, social workers to replace the police because that's going to help. He wants $60 billion of debt fund for affordable housing. He wants free buses, no cost for childcare, baby baskets for newborn, and a $30 minimum wage. How can someone vote for this?
He's a snake oil salesman. Mm-hmm. He will say and do anything to get elected. Think about this for a moment. He wants to raise 1%. He wants to raise tax on 1% of New York's high-income earners. As the mayor, you don't have the authority to do that. You know who has the authority to do that? An assemblyman, which he is. He wants to do free buses. He could have done it at assemblyman. He doesn't understand the power of government and how you must making sure you improve your economy, raise the standard of living, and this is what we've done in the city. And I'm looking forward to being on the campaign trail and showing New Yorkers we can't go backwards.
So he called him a snake because he's saying something that he wants to do with a power supposedly that doesn't have the power to do it, when he already has the power to do something about it. I don't want to call the guy a snake, but it is suspicious. But at the same time, Eric Adams might have an option that he doesn't want to do.
You're going to learn today.
This is a city not of socialism.
No.
I've been to socialist countries. This is a city where you could come as a dishwasher and you can own a chain of restaurants. This is a city where you can be a cab driver and then become a doctor. This is a city where you could go from homelessness to building housing. This is a city where you could be a young person who's dyslexic, a young person who is rejected, and eventually to be elected to be the mayor of the city of New York. This is the type of city we're in. This is not a city where you use idealism to state you're giving everything to everyone for free. There's no dignity in someone giving you everything for free. There's dignity in giving you a job so you can provide for your family and the opportunities that you deserve. So this is not a city of handouts. This is a city of hands up. We're going to lift up the city of New York. And so I'm asking you, New Yorkers, to continue to stand with me as we move this city in the right direction. I'm ready to be your mayor again.
Venga, dilo. Remember to subscribe.
¿Por qué?
In other words, Eric Adams is not going to give you fish. He's going to teach you how to fish. If you want to learn to fish. And if you come to learn to fish. And I believe Sohran doesn't have the same mentality. And that's why they might clash in the battle.
issue is very personal to me. My wife and 3 daughters are Jewish. We've been members of Central Synagogue for 25 years. And I've been horrified by the explosion of anti-Semitism. It makes all of us feel unsafe. I think a big chunk of Jews feeling unsafe is the mobs that have been incited on our college campuses and in our streets. There is someone on this stage with me who has been a primary inciter of these mobs over his entire life, who won't visit Israel, who refuses to acknowledge Israel's right to exist as a Jewish state, who has accused Israel of genocide, who is a leader of the movement to divest from Israel, I think that needs to be.
So this is Whitney Tilson, somebody that seems to be on the Jewish side calling him out. He's been called out on the other side too, and I'm also calling him out. And even Eric Adams is calling him out.
Wow.
So he's getting a lot of attention. I mean, you want to see a good reason? Boom, look, in 2020, he was all about I'm not defunding. And suddenly, he is defunding. Then I'm like, so you just change your opinion over and over? As if you haven't done that before?
The struggle was real.
How many more New Yorkers are not charged? Do you believe in the First Amendment? Do you believe in the First Amendment, Tom Homan? How many more New Yorkers are not charged?
I mean, he stood up for the Mexican migrants, a typical left-leaning way of thinking, which means maybe he did it also against Elon Musk, because he stood up with Trump.
No, I'm not doing anything. Stop including me in your stuff.
You're running for mayor?
Yes.
Isn't this not First Amendment activity, shutting down a business 3 weeks in a row? How many New York City businesses could tolerate to close their location 3 weeks in a row? This is an economic attack on Tesla. How can you sanction this? You will never be mayor. This is not the use of the First Amendment. This is, step away from me. Don't advance towards me like that. Yeah, you did. You just came up to me in a threatening manner and you're advancing towards me. Back up.
Yeah, that felt a little fascist. Like, hey man, you can just speak like that to my people. I'm like, okay, but you can say it over and over?
The last I heard, free speech still exists.
We have won because New Yorkers have stood up for a city they can afford. A city where they can do more than just struggle. And it's where the mayor will use their power to reject Donald Trump's fascism, to stop masked ICE agents from deporting our neighbors, and to govern our city as a model for the Democratic Party.
And how is the Democratic Party doing? By breaking the law? Because somebody might have done something illegally, then might have done another misdemeanor, which usually gets you deported, and you block it as if that is normal? And then you want to decriminalize crime in a certain way, as if violent crime is a social construct.
Why? Oftentimes, we've even found as legislators, when we go into these courts, the term violent crime is even used when people are stealing packages. Violent crime is even used when people are accused of burglary and there happens to be a housing unit in that same dwelling. So violence is an artificial construction. And we have to be very clear that what is happening here with these district attorneys, that is violence. That is violence of the highest degree.
Really? I mean, this might not be a violent crime, but sometimes when you do this, you did this. So maybe it is a violent crime in some cases.
Further, toward the Vienna model, we'll have to go beyond the market. We can establish community land trusts to gradually buy up housing on the private market and convert it to community ownership. We can give tenants a right of first refusal to buy out their landlords when buildings go up for sale. And we can fully commit to a new era of social housing, ending subsidies for luxury housing development and using our wealth to build beautiful, high-quality social housing projects that offer good homes and strong communities to everyone. We won't decommodify housing overnight, but we know what we have to do, and we have history to guide us.
No. And some people agree with you. They're like, okay, if you're going to help people with housing and they can live more relaxed, some people would say, yeah, cancel welfare. You would never do that. But then again, let's see how people on your side in the Western country think about the same thing.
City-owned grocery stores?
I know it doesn't feel like it, but we're making progress.
Now, y'all know when stuff is handled by the bureaucrats, it's one thing for them to be involved. It's one thing for them to have regulations to making sure they look out for the modern, everyday American citizen. But it's another thing entirely where you're the one running it. You're the one running it. Every city in the United States of America, at least it feels this way, is in debt. don't know how to handle a bank account to save their damn lives. Nationally speaking, our debt has eclipsed $37 trillion. The state of California is billions in debt. New York City ain't too damn far behind. And we're supposed to listen to you say that you're going to be in charge of grocery stores? Really? Really? I mean, come on now. I'm laughing. I know my man Rashawn sitting there looking at me, probably smiling all the. I get it. I understand. But y'all know I'm telling you the truth.
It feels so good when people on the other side see the same things as me. And you know what makes it even better? He can see it twice better than me. It is what it is.
You know, I mean, we've paid. I'm going to talk about with this budget. We'll have paid off almost half of Florida's debt over 180 years just since I've been governor. But you know, I could probably extinguish the other half if I just charge an entry tax from all the New Yorkers that are going to flee this guy, especially those rich people. So New York has millions of more people than we do in Florida, and yet their budget for the state of New York is over twice the size of the budget of the state of Florida.
You serious?
I mean, even if it's a joke and he's not gonna do it, the thing that Sohran is saying does sound like a joke to a lot of people. Because how are you going to maintain it? Like Romania? Like Cuba? What are you doing? Like Venezuela? It happened next to me when I was on Curacao when I was a kid. I saw the destruction. Oh my God, we're gonna tax the rich. Let's go. Hey, where are the rich people?
Bye, have a great time.
Oh, middle class, what going to do? You're gonna live almost like the poor people unless you escape.
You're joking. Not another one?
Look at the face of a Cuban that goes to a Western country.
Ojo. Cierra los ojos.
Yo me puedo llevar eso para la casa. Nadie te va a preguntar de dónde lo conseguiste. Nadie va. Tú solo. Uno. Con esto puedo hacer ejercicio. Mira la gente aquí como se va. Mira los boliches tan negros. Demasiado, mija, demasiado. Demasiado.
Manzana.
Qué rico ser. Que los papeles míos en la entrada aquí me decían que yo era un alienígena. Y yo ahora veo esto y yo digo, es que soy un alienígena. Tú nunca crees que vas a llegar a esto. Tú nunca crees que vas a llegar a esto. Hasta que llegas, pones el pito y dices, es real, ¿viste? Porque a lo mejor son como amistad mía o algo así. Pero a uno le da sentimiento a estas cosas, ¿viste? Porque es fuerte, ¿viste? Es fuerte.
I can tell you right now, a lot of people see this and feel this in a Western country. Some are grateful and some think it's the human right. I'm one of the people that thinks it's my human right, but I need to earn the human right by being grateful, you know?
What the purpose is about this entire project, it's not simply to raise class consciousness, but to win socialism. And obviously raising class consciousness is a critical part of that. But making sure that we have candidates that both understand that and are willing to put that forward at every which moment that they have, at every which opportunity that they're given. We have to continue to elect more socialists. And we have to ensure that we are unapologetic about our socialism. There are also other issues that we firmly believe in, whether it's BDS, right, or whether it's the end goal of ceasing the means of production, where we do not have the same level of support at this very moment. And what I want to say is that it is critical that in the way that we organize, in the way that we set up our work and our priorities, that we do not leave any one issue for the other, that we do not meet a moment and only look at what people are ready for, but that we are doing both of these things in tandem. Because it is critical for us to both meet people where they're at and to also organize for what is correct and for what is right, and to ensure that over time we can bring people to that issue. The ramifications of victory here is the difference between life and death for so many of our brothers, sisters, and family beyond the binary across this borough of Queens. It's the difference between having cash bail anymore or not. It's the difference between having sex work be decriminalized and not. And with every battle that we fight as socialists, we need to remember what the stakes are and ground ourselves in them and why those stakes are important and critical to us as individuals.
Well, guess what? We know what is at stakes, which means that if I don't vote and I don't care about politics, indirectly, I'm kind of voting for you. Because you're really trying to do everything you can for your people. Which makes me wonder, are you talking about the New Yorkers or your people?
We came here to remake this state in the image of our people.
Don't get me wrong, mabosa kita bong. Put the fire na mi blonde kush hash purple skunk criollo colombici jam jam. Durloqueta verdeta welcome.